Brought to you by the Every Dollar app. Start budgeting for free today.
Well, I've got it's a bit of a financial and a bit of a personal question. My husband and I entered into our marriage in 2017, and each came into our marriage with separate assets, and I had a greater net worth than he did, and we did sign a prenup that said that our separate assets would remain separate. After our marriage, we moved into my home, which I again own separately, and it's been our primary residence since. And it has greatly increased in value. And he's recently requested an amendment to our prenup that gives him an equitable stake in my home, which is at this time my greatest asset, and has, without splitting hairs, basically said that he's not going to contribute to housing costs anymore, or cost of living here, as long as I'm not contributing any portion of the equity over to him. And so I'm kind of at a loss as what to do financially, as I still have the greater net worth. And I don't know what other married persons do in this kind of situation where he's not, I don't feel that he's completely out of line, since we are married and we do reside here, but we had an agreement and now he's feeling differently about it. So
he's throwing a grown-up temper tantrum. He's throwing an absolute grown-up temper tantrum. He's being a child. I'm going to take my ball and go home if you don't do what I say.
Yeah.
That's not how marriages work. Yeah. Marriages celebrate each other when two people are, let's take the home equity off the table. When I'm a writer, part of my job at Ramsey's is writing. My wife also writes. She writes historical fiction. It's never gonna sell. There's not a market that would be the same as a book on anxiety, right? When my book does really well, she cheers for her husband. And in her world, her book did pretty good. It did really good. And I celebrated her. I didn't demand, hey, by the way, you sold more than we thought, so you owe me a piece. That's not how that works. I can't imagine this happening. There's not other things going on in your marriage.
Hey, George here with a quick interruption. If something were to happen to you tomorrow, would your family know where to find your life insurance policy, your will, even your Netflix password? Well, Knockbox solves that. It's a kit that organizes your financial accounts, estate plans, and everything your family would need all in one place. That way they don't have to hack into your laptop or locate some long-lost thumb drive. So leave them a legacy, not a scavenger hunt with Knockbox. Ramsey fans get the best discount available at knockbox.com/Ramsey. That's knockbox.com/Ramsey.
I can't imagine this happening. There's not other things going on in your marriage.
There's truly not. It really boils down to just this one financial issue. We have 3 kids together. Other than this, we're mostly happily married, other than, trivial things here and there. When this got brought up, I was a bit blindsided by it, to be honest.
Do you have a mortgage?
I do, yeah.
And you guys, how do you guys cover the mortgage?
The mortgage is $4,150 a month, and he contributes $1,600 of that. So I still pay the greater share.
But he has no stake in this house.
He doesn't. No, it's just was more when we initially moved in together, he was paying X amount in rent somewhere else, right? And we decided to cohabitate shortly before our marriage. And he brought that money that he was paying in rent over as a contribution to this house.
But essentially, he's renting a house from his wife.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to play devil's advocate to see his side, and I'm going, yeah, I think I'd be a little bit ticked if I was paying my wife rent, but I have no stake in the equity of this house. It's not in my name. It's not part of my wealth building journey. I want to go buy my own house and build some wealth then. Do you see his side?
I do. And that's actually the exact phrasing that he uses. And I do see that, but I also see it as no matter where you live, you're going to pay for housing unless you own it free and clear. Right? Yeah, you're going to pay for housing no matter where you live. But so I do understand that. But he does own his separate real estate. So he brought a piece of property,
and he's renting it out.
He owns separately. He's renting it out. In addition, I assisted him in buying a property in 2021. So it's an additional investment property.
What do you
I'm
mean
on it
assisted?
as husband. I used my income and credit to help bolster the deal. If he tried to buy it by himself when he already had the other property,
Okay. So what's
he
the
wouldn't have
split
been
on that
able to
one?
purchase it. I get none of it. It's against my credit, but I don't get any of it.
Okay,
And it is a net positive property.
You guys
by
have
about
created a
$800
real
month.
complicated financial situation.
Yeah. So y'all came in and y'all said, hey, have both of y'all been through divorces where y'all got burned?
I have not been married, but I haven't been burned. But
Okay.
I've been through a difficult separation where someone tried to, again, take advantage of me financially just because we were together for so long.
Okay.
But
So here's the deal. Y'all signed a prenup that says, hey, what I'm coming into this marriage with, I'm going to keep. What you're coming into this marriage, you're going to keep. Okay.
right. And it specifically stated it didn't stop us from ever having joint property together in the future. Just what's mine is mine, entering what's his is his.
Yeah, but you don't own the house free and clear. And so therefore, I would say in that prenup, here's the equity that I came in with. Now every equity dollar that we build together, you're going to have a stake in. That would be more fair to him, don't you think?
I think that's a great suggestion.
So
and
I think
that's
there's a compromise here.
exactly what I was hoping from in this call.
Well,
yeah,
let me.
yeah.
I want to go one step deeper, though. I'm telling you right now, as somebody who works with married couples, your language is unnerving to me. And here's why. Y'all are not building a thing together. You're talking as business partners. In fact, you're not even talking as business partners do, because business partners even talk about ours. You're talking about my income and his income, and
His house and my house.
my house and his house, and he pays for my house. That kind of language, I'm going to revise what I said. I don't think he's being a child. I think he's realizing how completely exposed he is. And like George said, he's paying rent to his wife. Y'all need to share a single checking account, and y'all pay for the mortgage every month. And
yeah, we file taxes separately. He has a business. He files that separately. I don't see anything with it. We have separate checking accounts. Everything is separate.
Why did you guys get married? It seems like you want to keep your lives separate.
No, we're great friends. We enjoy doing everything together. We enjoy our family together, our off time together. We enjoy each other, but financially, I think it may have been more me because I have had someone try to take advantage of me financially, but I really try to protect my finances.
And so I think he's calling that out. The data tells me that couples that share a checking account build wealth, greater wealth over time, period. It also shows that couples that share a checking account, quote unquote, may be more exposed, but that's marriage. It's both of us with both feet in the same boat. And the reality is when you marry somebody, they can hurt you. And they choose every day to love you. And that's the way this thing works. And so
yeah,
if there's great wealth inequality when someone's getting married, then I'm okay with the prenup. And I've even come around with some different ideas on a prenup. That's for a whole nother call. But I'm telling you right now, you guys have got to begin to be on the same page and sharing money and filing jointly together. Otherwise, you're just great business partners who share a house.
Create your free every dollar budget today, the simplest way to budget for your life.